Welcome to the in-depth look at the Psycho movies. This segment is Psycho 4, 1990. This was recorded on September 12, 2010, on the 18th anniversary of the death of Anthony Perkins. Your radio hosts are myself, Alex Edwards, and Michael J.
And now we will wrap it up with Psycho 4, the beginning. Straight to Showtime. Straight to DVD, or tape, I should say. Never hit theaters, and this movie was supposed to explain everything. Right. Okay, I know I'm coming off already with my tone as if I don't like it. It's not true. Thought it was okay. Thought it was pretty good. Of course, Mike, nobody likes plot holes.
Right.
What do you want me to do? Just major holes in this movie. The dress worn by Norman in Psycho 3 was worn by his mother in the prequel.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty interesting when I found that out.
Really? I didn't know that she did that.
Yep. Okay, this was the first film to be filmed at Universal Studios in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to get another house. So they rebuilt the Psycho house, and the motel, of course, was new. This movie had several different endings that were shot for it. It would keep the ending a secret. I don't really know why. I don't see what was so great about the ending, but okay. This is the only one of the Psycho sequels to use Bernard Herrmann's theme of the original.
And it was also written by the same gentleman who wrote the screenplay for the original.
That's right. And that's
Joseph
why
Stefano.
kind of, yeah. And it makes you a little bit more upset that there's
right.
no, doesn't it? If you're wondering, if he probably would say, if someone's going to mangle my work, it might as well be me. Well, hey, why mangle it? Why don't you just pay attention? Okay, well, number one, the interior of the mother's bedroom is different from the sets in all of the other films. If you remember, Norma locks Norman in a closet and says, "Here, you're a girl," because when they're rolling around on the floor, like every mother and son do, when the kid crawls into bed in his underwear, wet underwear, like normal kids, he gets a hard on. Now, hey, she's kind of cute. If I was rolling around on the floor with her, I just might too. Especially if I was a little kid, I don't even know what sex is, and I'm rolling around with a chick. Sometimes your mind gets confused. I've had my friends tell me that they had freaky dreams where they were having sex with their mothers, and then when they realized what they were doing, they jumped off. Now, that's a whole cycle. There's reasons for those dreams. That means something.
Right.
Attachment with things or this and that. So it's not the craziest thing for a son to have odd feelings for his mother. Sometimes they get a little confused. But anyway, the internal of the mother's room is different. Now there's a closet, and there was no closet there in any of the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing was dismantled shortly after the film. It's all gone. So don't anybody go to Universal Studios in Florida to see the Psycho house and motel. It's all gone.
Right.
Well, Mike, what do you want to say about this?
I'm just wondering the time span between Psycho 3 and Psycho 4, because obviously in Psycho 3 he was locked up again at the end of it, and I'm wondering how long he was incarcerated for this time before they let him out.
4 years, Mike.
Well, no, I know that. I know in movie time it was 4 years.
I mean, movie time span, yeah.
Yes.
I really have no idea. If you go by what he looks like, he doesn't look too much older.
Right. See, it probably was about 4 or 5 years after Psycho 3.
I think they sacrificed. I think you have to suspend disbelief in this movie because I think they realized, look, unlike these killers, it's hard to bring back a guy who's supposed to be locked up and this and that. So let's just say, hey, he's out, whatever. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I don't think there is. It's hard to answer this because I don't think there is a legitimate answer for you. I think Norman was locked up again in the asylum, and he was just like,
I've had it with this jump,
and just left. And if anybody says, Norman, you're going to stay here for a very long time and you're never getting out of here, he was just like,
I'm going to chop you up into itty-bitty pieces, my friend.
Yeah. And eventually everybody who was working there in the asylum just said,
go away.
Wow.
And then he left.
Yeah. See, but unlike you, I actually did like the ending of the film. Granted, there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of issues where, the facts weren't always correct. But I did, however, like the fact that the house did burn at the end because I thought that it brought it kind of nice and full circle to the whole thing. And plus, I liked how at the end, you find out that the wife is pregnant, and ultimately, Norman, I guess, discovers when he finds out that the wife is pregnant, and he sees her face to face. And, when he thinking about killing her, it just comes out that, you know, his human side comes out, and you just see that maybe he is a monster, and he realizes that, and the whole thing is he's afraid that he's going to pass it on to the child. It gets to a point where he's realizing that he has to keep his sanity now. He can't go to that dark place.
Yeah, he's willing to kill his own wife and broadcast on the radio. I just want to tell every girl out there, if a guy tells you he does not want to have a kid, do not. That's probably the worst thing you could do to a guy.
Probably.
So, Norman's on the radio. He calls in. Here's the plot, in case nobody saw it. He calls into a radio show, much like ours. He basically tells them what they want to hear. They're doing a study on people who kill their mothers.
Yes, matricide.
Mostly matricide. It's mostly men who do this. Women kill their mothers, but not at the rate or for the same general reason. Norman gives his insight, basically tells you everything he's been doing for the last, I'll say, 40 years, except for the 22 he's been locked up. Let's just say 27 total, 20. Okay, well, basically he says, I had to kill before, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to kill my wife because she tricked me and she got pregnant, and I don't want her to have a kid because the kid will have the same genes as me. So Norman feels it's okay to do wrong to do a right. In his mind, it's justified that he could kill his wife, so his seed is not a killer when it gets older. Here's what I like about this storyline. It leaves Psycho 5 open for business. You now have the son of Norman Bates.
You do.
Never happened, unfortunately. I think the thing that came after, it could have come after Psycho 3, I'm not sure.
It did.
But have you
Bates
seen
Motel?
the movie? Yes.
Yes. It was in 1987. So it was after
Okay, so it was. Okay.
Made for TV
I
film.
saw that, yes. Well, actually, that's wrong. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be a TV show.
Yeah.
From what I heard, tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
That was supposed to be a TV show, and they just didn't really think it would work. So that was supposed to be the first episode where that chick with the prom and everyone's dead. And that was supposed to be the first episode. And they basically said, well, look, we shot it. Okay, it's fine. We don't think it's going to, we just don't see it happening. Dress it up. We're going to make it a movie. Just put it on TV. It's a made-for-TV movie, and that's it. We're not going to go through with your Bates Motel TV show.
Right.
Is that right?
I think so, but I mean, I don't know enough about that. I've only seen it a few times. I'm actually trying to track down a copy at this point.
I have one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Ah, very cool.
Good little movie, I guess. You know,
Yes.
somebody else played Norman Bates. Unfortunately, Norman would not do the cameo.
Well, Norman was dead.
No. He was alive in 1990.
Yeah, I know that, but the Norman character was dead in Bates Motel, and the guy.
No.
The guy that
No,
took
don't you
the
remember
hotel.
beginning?
The guy that took the motel had his ashes.
Yeah, but he was in the beginning of the movie, and then he died, then left the motel to that guy.
I forgot that he was. See, it's been so long since I've seen it, I don't even really remember it.
Even though Norman died, they decided that they're going to do a little cameo of Norman, and he gets into a car and gets driven away into some other place or something like that. Okay, Psycho 4. You get to relive everything. Has a good feel to it. You do feel like it's in the 1950s, late 40s, I guess. Pretty close. Good casting of the mother. I wish she didn't have so much of an accent because you don't really get that in the
Right.
in the. Oh, by the way, if, in case anybody doesn't know, that the same person played Mother's voice in all 3 Psycho movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, came back to do in part 2 and 3.
I thought.
And the lady who played Norman's mom, of course, did it for that one as her own voice.
Right.
The person casted as Norman Bates as a young boy is the kid from E.T. Thomas.
Yeah, when Henry Thomas, when he's the teenager.
Henry Thomas.
Yes.
Yep.
He was Elliot.
Yeah, it was an okay job. He did good. Nothing wrong with it. The ending is he does the better. He's the better man, and he does not kill his wife.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, you hear a baby crying.
Well, he burns the hotel down and the house too. Well, not the
burns the
hotel,
house.
not the motel, but the house, because you know that's basically, I think, to symbolize. You know, that's the only way that he can really kill the ghosts and his mother forever.
Well, the ghosts were in the house.
Right.
As he was, in his mind, of course. And they were even talking to him. Some of the things said.
Fuck you, asshole.
That's what one of the guys who he killed said to him.
Right.
The girl who wanted to have sex with him in the prequel, he saw her too, and she said,
Damn, you look good.
that was her. So she still wanted to have sex with Norman.
Right.
And one of the other guys that Norman killed.
God damn you.
Yeah.
But I think that's all the quotes we got from Psycho 4. One person.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. But so no one's gonna love anything. You're dead.
Yeah.
So that's about it. That covers it. I'm sorry if you thought the fourth movie, our coverage on that was a little weak. Admittedly, I've watched it the least of all the other Psychos. I guess that would be my least favorite.
Right.
I have nothing against it. Just not something I want to watch much very often.
And Anthony Perkins did die 2 years after Psycho 4. He died in 1992, I believe.
He actually died on September 11th, or was it September 10th?
Was it?
Yeah, it was one of those. And here's some interesting trivia for all you Twin Towers enthusiasts like myself. His widow was in one of the airplanes that crashed into the Twin Towers.
No way. Really?
And, yeah, what makes it even more strange is that he died, I think, exactly the same day, 9 or 10 years earlier. Let me just check that. I'm sorry, I should have had this readily available for me for this spotlight. Here we go. Norman Bates. Anthony Perkins died September 12th, 1992, at age 60.
September 12th. So that is actually today.
It is?
It is. Today
Oh
is September 12th. So we lost Anthony Perkins
Today.
18 years ago today.
Amazing. What a coincidence. When I said I want to do a show for this, I swear I had no idea. And oddly, yesterday, his wife died.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Flight 11.
Wow.
Amazing. Wow. Talk about everything being meant to be. How creepy is that, huh?
Very weird, isn't it?
I think I'm going to do something special about that. I'm going to start doing something for his death. I'm going to watch a Psycho movie every September 12th.
You should.
And to celebrate his life, if anybody wants to do anything, his birthdays are April 4th.
April 4th.
32.
Mm.
Yeah. So this was an honor, Mike, because I'm amazed that we're doing this on September 12th, the day he died, and it even makes it more special, more memorable. Just like our Friday 13th interviews on Friday 13th, it's that much more important. Anthony, thank you very much. You really made an impression. You changed horror. People don't even know. They think Halloween's the only thing. Hey, Halloween was 18 years after your Psycho.
Right.
And Michael Myers ran around with a butcher knife just like you do. Thank you for everything. You are Norman Bates. You always will be. You're an icon, a legend, and my favorite slasher of all time, and made my favorite movies of all time. Mike?
I agree. Gave us some great films. He was a great actor. Made a lot of great films. The most notable of those were Psycho. A lot of contributions to the to horror in that sense. He was just the driving. His portrayal in Psycho influenced a lot of people. Influenced horror greatly. I think without Norman Bates, we wouldn't have a horror genre today. So
I agree. If anybody wants to buy Psycho House, scaled down, it's a little model, go to Amazon.com, round 2 polar light Psycho - Bates Mansion. Look that up. I ordered it today. Another coincidence, September 12th.
cool.
Okay. We have 90 seconds to the show end.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mike. Very memorable night. I appreciate it a lot. You were a really great co-host. This was a great tribute to Psycho. Everybody get Psycho on Blu-ray October 19th, the original, and it has a ton of specials on it. And also pick up Psycho Legacy. Somebody we were interviewing, his name is Robert. He directed that, produced it. It's going to be a documentary on all 4 Psycho movies. We hope you enjoyed Psycho Spotlight. Have a great night.
Well, that's the end. I hope you enjoyed the special rebroadcast of the Spotlight on the Psycho franchise.